Goodbye, you bastards. GOLDRATT'S The Gold, Chapter 12, really a very, very short chapter. It's 4 pages. The last time we had a chapter this short was Chapter 7. These kind of little bridging chapters that Goldratt, as a first-time author writing The Goal, used to tie together the novel. Great literary device used by many, many authors. I think what Walt Whitman had a chapter where he said the whole chapter was "My mother is a fish." So we've got this chapter where the main point is our hero, Alex Rogo, is looking around his house. He's thinking about his relationship with his wife, Julie. We know Julie's upset. We've seen that since chapter 2. It's been consistent. And again, Goldratt has blended the operational components of the goal with the personal application of the goal, really going to great lengths to make sure to thoroughly teach all the concepts. And what Rogo is remembering is one of his colleagues at UniCo had come home to find that that colleague's spouse had written on the mirror in lipstick, "Goodbye, you bastard." So in this chapter, really kind of going to hit all the points that a couple going through a rough time would hit. Rogo's wife, he comes home, she's not there. She says to him when she gets back, "Ever since you got into management, your career has come first and everyone else takes whatever is left." So Rogo has himself made his job his primary focus. That is the goal that he measures. That is the primary constraint in his life, and everything else gets the leftovers. She says to him, "Even when you're home, you're at the office. Sometimes I've seen the kids tell you something 2 or 3 times before you hear them." Frankly, something my own spouse and my own kids have said to me, so something everyone has to be thoughtful about. Julie Rogo really then goes for the dagger when he's trying to find out where she was. She'd gone to a single bar with her friends. And her comment to him was, "I had no idea single bars could be so depressing." So not only was it depressing for her, it's depressing for Rogo to learn that his wife is so upset that to escape for the evening, she's going out with girlfriends clubbing. That's chapter 12. That's it. To make the use of the rest of the time, what we've had so far is 2 major points have been introduced. The first, which was the focus of the first 10 chapters, was Goldratt's point about localized optima. And he says that over and over again. I think of it more as you've got to focus on the main goal. You've got to measure your progress against that overall goal. The way Goldratt says it with, avoid localized optima, that's important. But really I feel what he's saying is avoid those distractions, avoid those kind of easy things to do that don't really have a big impact. So that was our focus in chapters 1 through 10. We made a big pivot in the previous chapter, in chapter 11, when we brought Jonah back for the New York hotel meeting. And we introduced these 2 concepts that you're going to see over and over and over again for the rest of the book. And you're going to see it blended with the localized optima commentary. And those are the 2 concepts of dependent events and statistical fluctuation. And so that being that if I've got a work process in a plant that's supposed to take on average 3 minutes, and then I've got a process after it that takes 5 minutes, the 3 minutes is an average, and it will always stretch out. And that the second process, when combined, will carry the combined statistical fluctuation in time of the 2 events, not just the event of itself. So I always think of the second concept that was introduced in chapter 11 of dependent events and statistical fluctuation is that really you've got to have Gantt charts. You've got to show, how a process really gets done, what projects must be complete for subsequent activities to occur. And the statistical fluctuation to me is always most important when thought about in regards to time. And that you've got to really be able to measure reality. And if you're not willing to measure reality and try and attempt to measure reality, then you're never going to bring together this concept. You're going to make plans that go wildly wrong. So that kind of concludes this review of chapter 12. And we're going to hit on a very famous chapter next in chapter 13. I know you're loving the book. Again, go read the original copy. It's better than I can ever do it justice.